My Indian name, Umegalis, and I received that from my mother when I was 17. And my English name is Cynthia Wilson, and I'm honored to be able to teach at the Lummi Nation School. The students that I teach this year are kindergarten through 6th grade. I think in our school, for our people, the culture and the language, is a class that kind of sets the kids apart from the general mainstream of the academics and allows them to be who they are and lets them be free to express themselves as Native American children. There's many things that I am able to teach the kids in the classroom. What I like to do is seasonal projects. So this month, in the month of May, we're honoring the salmon. So the lesson plan for this month of May will be the salmon and the ceremony, and inviting the community to the school for a school-wide gathering. Kindergarten through the 6th grade, I share the language with the children, and in the 7th through 12th grade, there's Oksala that teaches the students in that grade.
I've heard you use the word Oksala. Can you tell us what that means?
In today's world, we use it as a teacher, and I think in the old day it wasn't really explained, but I'm pretty sure that it meant someone that has something to share with you. So if a knitter or a weaver or a canoe maker, if he wanted to share his knowledge with you, then he would be your Oksala. I think as the children get older, they're challenged with walking in two worlds. So they have to try to keep their self-identity, try to keep who they are in their heart and carry themselves in a proud manner, as well as be productive citizen of the community and be able to do what they need to do as an adult, but still keep their tribal identity, in the forefront to keep them strong and keep them moving. Well, because we're Cedar and Salmon people, I try to bring that to the classroom. We don't get to work with Cedar as much as I would like to, but we have talk about the flood story and making the cedar rope. I have an example of the cedar rope, and they get to hold it and look at it. And the baskets that are in my classroom, we get to look at the weaving, and we don't get to do as many projects as I would like. I only see them an hour a week, so it's the time is limited, but we like to share the aspect of their culture. When we talk to the children about the creation and how things came to be, most of the stories were handed down from generation to generation. So there's always children asking why this, why that, why does this happen? And when we do storytelling in the classroom, there's always a lesson to be learned. And I think in this Shriam, the story was made so that we can always remember that we're all brothers and sisters of the area and that we support each other. And if it wasn't for the people that was thinking that we need to stick together regardless of the strength of the rope that binds us, we can still stay together. Well, the story goes, the people were disrespectful to the salmon, and one little boy was specifically disrespectful to the salmon, and the salmon people took the little boy and taught him a lesson. And when he returned to his people, he was able to teach them how to be respectful to the salmon, so the salmon spirit will come back again over and over and over, and the people would have many salmon, for their livelihood. And I think the lesson that we want to share with our children is that our history, our respect, our understanding that everything has a spirit, everything has a life, that we have to be respectful to those things, and especially to the salmon, because the salmon gives us life. Well, Jonah is representative of the Squamish royalty, and in 1947 the royalty was first crowned, and there was just a princess at that time, Mary Charles, and she represented the gathering, which at the time was for the warriors, and it still is. Squamish means warrior, and for the men that came back from war, they celebrated their feat. And so this year is the 66th annual Squamish, and there's many canoes that come from different places around the coast, and they race, and my mom would call it the world's largest canoe, war canoe races. So they go up the pass here and turn around and come back, and the ending is right here. And we have barbecue salmon, traditional barbecue salmon on the pit, and all the men gather around and make sure that the fish is ready for the visitors. And the carnival usually comes for the children, and we have Sahel games and crowning of the new 66th annual Lummi Squamish Warrior Princess pageant. And then there's games for children. And I believe this year they're going to honor the elder canoe paddlers. So there's going to be a special blanket made for them. They're going to have a ball in the honor of my father, and the ball would be when they honor the canoe pullers. Teams from Canada come down if they're able, anymore of the gas prices and that cost so much. I can remember people talking about the seine boats that would come down the pass with their canoes on top. That's the way they used to travel, and then they would come out here and wait for the Squamish to start. The Squamish used to be down at the Gooseberry Point there, and then they moved it to this place because this land was donated by Vicar Edith Jones, so that the Squamish could be here. And there's different tribes from Washington State that come and go. Oh yeah, it's open to the public. We want everybody to make sure to enjoy themselves and visit and meet new people. This Squamish is in June, and this year it's going to be June 14th, 15th, and 16th, usually on Father's Day weekend. And we have the best hamburgers. There's lots of arts and crafts, and people put up different stands so that they could share their talents. Well, in 1983, Seattle had a gathering. It was Paddle to Seattle. I think it was 83, and in the early 80s. So our canoe captain took one of our teams down there, and while they were there, the young man from Bella Bella, he said, why people used to travel the waters on ocean-going canoes, and he challenged all the tribes of the Pacific Northwest to get their ocean-going canoe, and in 10 years to travel to Bella Bella. So there's a few canoes that traveled to Bella Bella in that year, and ever since then the other tribes, joined in and visited each other in the old ways, with potlatches and singing and dancing. So every year a different tribe hosts potlatch, and I think this year it's going to be in Wisconsin. not sure how they're going to get all the canoes up into their little area, but you know, if they hold the gathering, then there people will come. So on the canoe journey, there's lots of song, lots of dance, lots of friends, lots of food, and it's really a spiritual walk. You know, everybody's sharing, you know, from their heart, and you know, there's a lot of healing that happens on those journeys, and it's a 2-week journey. Well, there's so much that goes on, and if you're a host of the journey, we hosted ours in 2007, and there was many people involved, you know, making sure that there were enough food, enough places to make people comfortable. There was new roads built, and there was lots of areas cleared so that there would be tents, and there was groups and groups and groups of people that would make gifts for the last day, because usually at the last day is the day the hosts come out and share their wealth and share their songs and their dances. And it's a lot of work, but it's, you know, really have to put our hands out to those people that do host a gathering for the people. I think when we're in class, I ask the kids, what do I mean when I do this? And everybody knows, you know, what happens when you do this, and it's just a natural, heartfelt gesture. So Jonah was talking about his Oksala, and you know, we all have Oksalas, and when Oksala shared this with me, we're connected. This is from the heart to you, and acknowledging, you know, whatever happened. So it's kind of like a thank you in a heartfelt manner.